Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. Tonight, we're running the, it's a birthday bash, Will.
It is. Happy birthday, Tim.
Thanks, man. We're alongside Will and Mitchell Adams here tonight as these guys turn some laps around Monza, making some, I almost said right turns. It is not right turns. It's still left turns. But some very narrow turns, we'll say that.
Oh yeah, I've never actually seen this track before, Tim, so I am excited for a treat tonight. This almost gives me like original Gran Turismo vibes with the corners there.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. As we're right now, Martin Plute just finished. He's P2 right now. John Canizaro is on the pole. Oh, we're seeing somebody just launched their car down the backstretch. You're going to see a lot of wild wrecks here tonight. I remember when they went here last season, it was quite the mess.
Oh yeah, and just because you don't see his beautiful face up on the screen, Mitchell Adams is in the booth with us tonight.
Yes, he
Still
is.
want to give a shout out to him. Just don't have him up on the screen with us, but of course he is broadcasting with us tonight. What's up, Mitchell?
Not much. Yeah, I'm just here chilling without a webcam. Getting ready to watch some great racing here at the Max Graphics Super Speedway Series here at Monza, which my favorite track on the schedule. People hate this place, and I absolutely love it. It's bumpy and it's crazy, and we're going to see some exciting racing here tonight. So I'm just chilling out and getting ready to watch this great racing.
I'm surprised you're not out there in the field tonight.
Oh, it's tempting, but I kind of want to see what these guys are doing out here, and I like this perspective a little bit because it's stressful out there. It's a ton of fun, but Monza's crazy, and so I'm looking forward to getting to watch these drivers try and tackle it here tonight.
Now, I will tell you, talking to Christopher Darling earlier in the week, he did say that he is winning tonight. He's going to win the Beer Street Journal's birthday bash. That's what we're going with for tonight's running here at NSRA. Want to thank everybody for joining us, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever it may be. You're in for a great time tonight.
Tim, they are in for a treat. And as Mitchell just talked about, the stressfulness of this track, kind of jumping back to last week, talk about the stressfulness of that finish, where we had a last lap crash on the end. We had the leaders being taken out. We had guys jump up from 12th, 13th position, jump up to finish in the top 5. We had a Nathan Moyer came all the way up from 13th to finish 2nd. And we had a new winner last week. I can't remember his first name. Ford was the winner. I was trying to lock him down for an interview this week, but just couldn't get the time to. But man,
okay, so
if we're anything in for a finish like we had last week, we're in for a treat tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, I totally forgot. I have got to turn off
in the traffic while you're slow. And just have fun with.
I had to turn off voice chat. I raced earlier this week. I totally left on voice chat.
Yeah, as we saw, you hopped in the car this week.
I
You
did.
a great job, man.
That was a lot of fun. And plan on running the 500 this weekend. Early shift, 5 a.m. It's going to be a long one.
Oof.
But as these
like
guys...
you did last race.
Oh, I hope I do better. That's what I'm aiming for. But so tonight, Will, you're going to be... This is a new track that you've not seen before from these guys. Actually, I'm trying to think if you had... When you came on board last season, if this was a track that was possibly one that you did get to see. I don't think so, though.
No, I don't think so either. It's actually one that when I saw on the schedule that we were heading to Monza, I actually had to Google Monza to see what it was. And when I actually learned what the track was and everything, learned that it was actually too fast to run in real life, it just intrigued me even more to see this race tonight. This is quite, like I said, the corners, looking at the corners there, I don't know if it's in the game, maybe it's a track that you can race in Gran Turismo, but did remind me a lot of Gran Turismo, so I'm excited to see what the guys do tonight in this competitive race.
Yeah, Monza, very popular circuit. F1 goes here on the road course that's here at Monza. And the oval, I do think it's a combination not being safe. As you can see, the guardrails they have around here tonight is just one little bitty piece of fence you'd see on the interstate. So maybe not the most technically advanced oval in the world, but I do think it's also a little bit cracky, and the surface isn't that great in real life. But luckily, iRacing's kind of restored it, and we get to watch some great racing here as pace car rolling off. So we're about to get it underway.
And it looks like heading off into there to turn one, it looks like you have to make sure you don't run into the wall there coming off the corner, or going into the corner, I should say.
But that is something, and there's a story there, but in one of my first broadcasts I did for this series, I got to do some way back in the earlier seasons, and we came here, and on the final lap, there's a driver on a breakaway for the race win, I think it was, and he got the wall, headed into 3.
You know what? I think I remember that race, actually.
Yeah, I was very fortunate enough to be in the booth for that, so we've had some wild wall moments here at Monza and the NSRA, but hopefully guys have learned from that a little bit. But it is something to keep an eye on, because the walls just come out of nowhere. You'll see as they go by one here, headed into 3. It's a wild racetrack.
It's almost like a Talladega, actually Daytona, Martinsville style. That's what I like to compare it to, or Bristol. The high banking, but the fast speeds.
Yeah, it's really a challenge, and the cars really love to go up the racetrack, and drivers can run down below that yellow line there, down on the apron for just a little bit, and the tires wear and they lose grip, and really it's just a very challenging racetrack. Definitely the most demanding on the schedule here in the NSRA Super Speedway Series, but pace car about to pull down. John Cannizzaro picked up the pole there, and he's going to lead the field of green here to start this one off. Start the birthday bash.
Oh. I thought they crossed the line.
Right there.
Oh, okay. There's so many checkered lines that I missed where it was happening. Oh, look at that angle. You see guys using all the way up against the wall, all the way down on the apron, side by side. Martin Plute and John Cannizzaro here to start out neck and neck down the back stretch.
Big run down the backstretch.
John didn't really have much help there on the start of that race. It's going to give the lead to Martin Plute as they head into turns 3 and 4. Already up over 200 miles an hour. Is that leaf getting in the way of our camera just a little bit? But out of turn 4 for the first time, it's all Martin Plute and John Cannizzaro. Is Cannizzaro looking to the outside to make a move headed down into turn 1? And this is going to get sketchy right here. We'll see how these drivers handle. As you saw, Martin Plute almost up on 2 wheels there on the inside. There's a little dip. That is something to note. There's a little dip going down into turn 1 on that inside that really can kind of make it challenging to hold the car down there. So that's something to keep an eye on, how drivers decide to take that when they get put in that position.
And right now, they're nose to tail here is last week's winner, Stephen Ford, sitting P3 right now, hungry for 2 in a row. It's almost like a game of Snake coming down the front and back stretch.
This is just, it's unlike Daytona and Talladega and iRacing Super Speedway, where the line really isn't super defined down the straightaways. There's no dotted lines really to guide you down there, and on the front stretch you kind of crisscross in between the road course and going into the oval. So it's Stephen Ford, huge move down the back straightaway, gets sideways. He's gonna try and take it too wide with John Cannizzaro, has to give the spot back. Cannizzaro holds the lead for now, but yeah, they don't have those dotted lines to really mark their way down the straightaway, and it kind of runs at a slight angle compared to the road course. So it's just a challenge, and you'll see drivers fan out here on board with Martin Plute, I believe, in that number 4.
You hear him letting up a lot. We're going to ride gyro cam. You see the banking here. Really bumpy through the turns. And you can hear the engine sound. He's letting off the gas quite a bit going through those corners as he's going to the inside of John here to take the lead down the backstretch.
Now, is that something that drivers have to be aware of? The backstretch is basically the only area that they're going to be able to pass safely on the backstretch, or is it just wherever you get the most speed you can make a pass?
I think it's just based on how aggressive you want to be. As you see Cannizzaro and Martin Blute go in side by side, give the lead back to John Cannizzaro now, but it depends on how aggressive you want to be, because you can run side by side in the corners, but it is incredibly difficult to do. So ideally you want to set up that pass down a straightaway, and hopefully the other guy's nice and lets you get back in line with it. But early in this race, we're only 5 laps of 55 in. Drivers are going to be pretty patient with it now, but come toward the end of the race, guys may not give those spots up like we're going to kind of see here early. Ooh. And really, they'll be side by side as Martin Blute to make something happen, but that's really a 2-car breakaway up front.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Oh, we have a wreck. Our first
I just saw. I just went back to it when it looks like I thought it had started with Shane Ledoux. He's gonna have to tow that one, unfortunately. Looks like he collected Stan Hausman in the Beer Street Journal car, unfortunately. Doug Neal looks to be involved. All three looks like they had to tow to pit lane. That's not good for them.
And our first caution of the night, boys.
It almost
stretch.
It almost looked like a victim of the wall from where Shane Ledoux was kind of resting. It was kind of at that spot where he was on the wrong side of the wall headed into turn 1. We're going to have to take a look back here on our 10-4 broadcasting replay to see exactly what happened there.
Yes, I'm trying to get it to. Oh yeah, it looks like a game of, well, a couple of things happen here. Going back to the replay, we will catch it coming out of turn 4 here. You see Ledoux gets into that wall on the outside, trying to collect himself all over the place. It runs over the, I don't know what you want to call those, merging arrows, lane ends. I mean, it comes down the front stretch, and it looks like he's recovered. Suffered a little damage to the passenger side. Now, this is where I'm not sure what happened. You see Stan is right there. Doug Neal is back there. Right over here, Stan. I think Stan might be where it Oh, whoa. Yeah. Head on into that wall.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure.
Room on that right side.
Yeah, I'm not sure what could have happened there. We're gonna one more look at it here, but we're gonna ride on board with Stan to see if what may have happened. Oh, I didn't go back far enough. I just don't think he knew he was up there. We'll bring him in to see what may have happened. Let's see, where is... Oh, there we go. There's Stan.
As Tim's getting Stan in here, Mitchell, is that something the drivers I know you love this track, but is that something that they need to kind of keep an eye out for, is that outside barrier wall?
Yeah, it's just there's such low visibility when you're running behind cars like that, and the wall's so narrow, it's hard to see, and yeah, it's just something that happens sometimes. It's really what makes this track so treacherous.
We got Stan here. Stan, what happened going into turn 1?
We're going to chalk it up to a rookie mistake. I haven't been on Monza that much, and literally I was just following the guy in front of me, and I guess I was just a little bit to the right of him, and there was the wall. And I knew about the wall in the backstretch kind of jumping out at you, but totally forgot. Kind of had a brain fart on the front stretch, so that earned my rookie stripe there. So I'll just sit in pit and drink this Terrapin Los Bravos ale while for another minute and 9 seconds while I'm waiting for my toe to finish up.
Is that a beer recommended by the Beer Street Journal?
It is.
Okay.
Terrapin's actually doing an event at the end of the month. They're a big brewery here in Atlanta and Athens, and they're in the southeast. So if you're around the southeast, you've probably seen Terrapin. But if you haven't been down here, it's if you ever go to the Brave Stadium, that brewery is actually in. They have a brew lab in the stadium itself. You can go out and go get $6 beers and come back in, and you get 12 ounces, 16 ounces of craft beer, or you can stay inside and spend $12 on a Miller Lite.
I think I'm going outside. I'll pass on the $12. All right, Stan. Well, good luck the rest of the night, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you later.
Yeah, man.
Hey, no more rookie mistakes.
No more rookie mistakes.
Maybe we should chalk it up to drinking and driving.
I've only had about 2 sips, so.
All right, we won't want to throw you under the bus then. Good luck, Stan.
Thanks.
That was Stan Hausman, driver that number 39 Beer Street Journal. It's unfortunate that he had an early incident, and I kind of thought that's what happened heading into that, guys, especially with Ledoux, definitely, because he kind of just like slammed right in there right after Stan did, so he was just kind of behind him, and you can't see, more than anybody, Mitchell. If you can't see in front of that car, you're not going to know what's happening.
I mean, yeah, you gotta have faith in that driver in front of you that they're not too close, and then you just kind of have to try and peek around. But the problem with peeking out to the right side here at Monza is there's a wall, and it's really just kind of what happens, and it gets everybody. We called it a rookie mistake, but really even super experienced drivers do that. I know Stan's been around for a while, so it happens to the best of us out there sometimes, and it's just kind of what happened there. But it's early, so maybe we got the one wall out of the way. Maybe Stan will be the only victim of the wall here tonight. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope I didn't just give it a little commentator's curse, but we're going to see here as we get ready to go back green again.
And that's what's unfortunate, since Stan, Doug, and Shane all had to tow. They're now about 2 laps down from these leaders right now. So long road ahead for them.
Yeah, they've got their work cut out for them here.
Looks like safety crews got those arrows back on track where they need to be.
There we go. Merge lane.
Ooh.
Ooh, coming down into 1 and 2, we see contact between the leaders coming down in the corner. As we got Marvin Flute, Canizaro up there, 174.
And John Canizaro able to nose out in front. They're side by side behind him, though. Colin O'Leary and Martin Plute for the second position. Canizaro going to go pick up his teammate Colin O'Leary up there in the higher lane. We'll see if Colin wants to make a shot for the race lead. Looks like he's just going to follow Canizaro into turn 3 here. And the field kind of starting to single out behind him, which is what we saw in the first run. And this is usually what happens here at Monza, too, is it'll stay single file unless you're trying to make a pass on someone, just because it's so sketchy here. And speaking of making passes, here goes Colin O'Leary to the inside of John Canizaro into turn 1. We'll see who's going to edge in front. Canizaro into the wall.
Comes down just in front of Nate Moyer.
We do have a new race leader, though, boys, and Colin O'Leary up at the top.
Yeah, now they're starting to fan out down the backstretch. As Moyer is looking to, pull off another win. He won He's won one so far this season. Wants to pull off a second one.
Yeah, Nate Maurer, very good racer on this style of racing, and very good racer overall, but he's always a threat when you go into these super speedway races. Always finds his way toward the front at the end. There goes John Cannizzaro trying to make the move back on Colin Olery into turn 1. Cannizzaro not done yet. Got awfully close to that wall again.
Oh!
And they tap, Mitchell, they tap. Whoa! And he loses a lot of position there as he's starting to drop back Cannizzaro on that 174.
Oh, he gets pushed off by the 27 of Stephen Ford.
Able to gather it back up, headed into turn 3, but definitely a sketchy moment for John Cannizzaro. Lost a lot of spots there down the back straightaway.
I'm going to go off what you were saying, Mitchell, with Nathan Maurer there. He has been one of our most consistent drivers in the season. I believe, to drop some statistics on you, he has finished either top 3 or top 5 in every single one of the races we've ran so far this season. He's got 1 win on the season, I believe. Actually, I think he's finished top 3 every single race this season. He's 1, 7, and 7. So he's going to be the most consistent driver out there so far, Mitchell.
Well, he is actually your current points leader. I just decided to go take a look at the standings. He does lead the points over JT Poole. So, I mean, definitely points-wise the most consistent driver by a decent margin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so right now, you are correct. He's 3 top 10s, 2 top 5s. So he has not finished outside of the top 10 at all this season.
Caution out on the racetrack, though. The second caution of the race.
Looks like Isaac Singleton and Shane Ledoux may have had an issue.
That is what I am seeing here.
Okay, let's.
While we have a moment to rev up that replay for you, brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting. We want to shout out some of those sponsors: Max Graphics, Taz Racing Customs, at Brookstone Animal Hospital, and of course, Beer Street Journal. Go ahead, Tim, with that 10-4 Broadcasting replay.
Sorry, this is still going back. It looks like it started in turn 1 and 2. Oh, a couple of things going on here. This is gonna be it's almost like a domino effect of what we're about to watch here. So we've got the number 95 of Isaac Singleton right here. Okay, we're gonna ride on board, and look, Shane Ledoux is just up in front of him in that number 12. So he gets loose here, right in the center of the corner, digs down way deep, tries to save it, collect it, keep it under control. Tokyo drifting over here, by the way. And so, yeah. Singleton gets into the outside wall and damages the entire passenger side and tries to collect himself, gets the grass a couple of times, comes back over and clips the grass right here, pulls him out to the wall, comes back over, hits Shane Ledoux, spins around. And just Shane Ledoux ends up in the trees.
So just a couple of guys that wanted to do some Tokyo drifting and just collected the other guy while they were doing it, unfortunately.
I think it was Justin White you saw barely get through that wreck.
Yeah.
Somehow managed. So great driving from the driver, that number 2, to get through that mess.
And White is also in the process of getting laps back. He's about 1 lap down now off the leaders. He was about 2 or 3. So he, I believe, is the lucky dog. So that's going to help him a lot.
So it was Shane Ledoux, and who was the other car?
Singleton, yeah. Well, let's see which one we can grab to come on down and talk about what may have had. We'll bring Singleton down. Hey, Isaac, Tim up in the booth. You got a copy? Isaac, it's Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, so we were just watching your on board there coming out of turn 3. Kind of take us through what happened there.
I hit the grass, and then I just lost control. Once
That
you hit
thing-
that grass,
It's slick.
yeah, it's over then.
Yeah. Well, you're back up to 6th right now. Still in the lead lap. Nice Taco Bell paint job. I like that.
I love Taco Bell.
I do too. I hear the Mexican pizza's coming back.
Really?
That's
No,
what I
I'm curious
heard.
about that.
I'm just the messenger. I don't know if it's real. We have to find out because that's the best.
I hope so.
Now, while we have you in the booth here, man, what are some of the things you're going to look out for in the rest of this race? Because I know you're one of the strongest super speedway racers we have in this series here. And I know this is a little different than a regular super speedway, but what are the kind of things you'll be looking for the rest of the race?
I'm gonna watch out for the grass.
Of course, right? This is true. What do you think is going to be the key to victory?
Just luck.
Hey, I like that answer.
I was surprised you didn't say missing the grass. I thought that's where we were going.
Stay out of the grass.
I thought I'd change it up a little bit.
All right, well, good luck, Isaac, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, man.
That was Isaac Singleton of that number 95 Taco Bell paint job. I like that.
He sounded a bit discouraged, Jim. It could have been from hitting that grass, doing a little Tokyo drifting, but this track, I mean, we're only a few laps in. You guys warned me before the green flag dropped that this track can eat you up and spit you out. And we've seen it so far, and we're only 16 laps in.
Well,
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say you're exactly right. It's just tough, and we've seen incidents, and really they're all just kind of drivers got a little bit too far to the right in both cases. So I think eventually I think they're gonna figure out they gotta turn a little more left than right, and maybe some of these issues are gonna be fixed. But it's been great racing from what we've seen. 16 laps, a lot of lead changes, so it's been a very good one so far, I think.
Yeah, and I think one of the keys is just being very patient in this race because, like we've seen so far, if you're following a guy and he makes a mistake, you're probably going to make that same mistake he's going to make at that exact moment. As the pace car is off and Colin Oliver is going to bring us down to the green flag, or restart zone, I guess I should say. Plute trying to get right on that bumper, but Darling gets a great start on the outside lane. And Plute's going to go up just behind him and try to give him a good push. Already all by himself in that low line.
Oh, they're wrecking again, though. I think another caution back out on the racetrack.
Oh, looks like it was Shane Ledoux again. Yeah, we will... we're going to go back to that green flag, actually. And we're going to be on Shane Ledoux. Shane Ledoux is... Try to see where he is on this... There we go. That green number 12 car. Not sure what happened here. 7 goes the other side. Oh!
He reverse walled it. Got the other wall.
That, oh, it's okay. We're gonna ride on board because I think the people watching at home need to see, how fast these things happen. Okay, we're riding on board with Ledoux right now, coming to the green flag, and you can see the peripherals here. You really can only see so much, and you see it looks like grass. The green wall right there ahead, it looks like grass. Right, I don't know. It kind of seemed intentional now that I rode on board.
Maybe not intentional. Maybe the wall just came up on him a little fast there, because as you
Maybe.
see, he tried to turn right a little bit, but that wall was already there. And as we talked about the speed on this track, it's going to be hard to try to make any adjustments once you realize you're making a mistake, it's pretty much you're gonna make it, and then
Right.
you're gonna pay for it.
I mean, I think he was at one point 3 wide down the straightaway, and going in there, he had Garrett Gleason and the 7 up above him. I think he probably was just trying to give a little more room than he had to
You know
give
what?
there. And
How about we bring in Shane Ledoux? Make sure his neck ain't broken. Hey, Shane, is Tim up in the booth? You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, we just want to check on you after leaving the infield care center right there. What happened out there?
Ran out of talent. Thanks.
That was not the response I was expecting.
It is what it is. I don't like this place. We went the other way with the trucks the second race, not the first race where I wrecked the field. The second time we came here, and it was fun because there weren't any blunt ends. But this end, these cars are all over the place, and I hit I hit the guardrail twice.
Yeah, well, and we rode on board, and it looks like it looks like part of the grass the way they've got it painted green. So it just kind of comes up out of nowhere heading into that corner if you're down low like that. I'm gonna guess that you have no fast repairs left after that.
No, I need like extra fast repairs if I come here.
We'll put a word into Darling and see if he can't give them out.
Yeah, I need like 4. Everyone needs 1. I need like 4.
All right. Well, thanks, Shane, and good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks. I'll be parked here in the pits.
How much damage you got?
I don't know. I'm still towing.
Okay.
I bet you it's a half hour.
Probably. All right. Thanks, Shane.
You're welcome.
At least he's a good sport about it.
I've done very similar things. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career and been much less positive about it afterwards. So you got to give him credit. It's always a tough interview to do right after you've had an incident like that. So I will give him a lot of credit. He held it together very well there.
And I think Shane was kind of on the fence about running tonight anyhow. So I think those few crashes there, I think that might have done his night. I think he's about done with this track.
Yeah, well, we're approaching halfway. We're almost there. Chris Darling is your leader right now. Martin Plute, his teammate, right behind him. Colin Ulrich, Nate Moyer. How do I say his last name? I want to make sure I say it right.
Maurer. Nate Maurer.
Eventually, I'll get it right. And then Isaac Singleton, who was in that wreck earlier, back up to 5th. Doing a great job there. Jeff Wyatt in that 86. Quiet night for him so far. We've not gotten to talk about him yet here tonight in his Ford. But not talking about you is a good thing. Let me just state that. I mean, it's not a bad thing that we haven't talked about you. Just have been able to stay out of trouble and keep your car clean. John back in 7th. We've talked about him. He's been leading this race. Stephen Ford, last week's winner, sitting P8 right now. Justin White back on the lead lap, sitting P9. And
After you have a not so great finish in a race, it's like, well, we'll get him next time.
Oh.
And all credit to Shane, though. He is one of our consistent drivers of the season. He has run, I think, top 10 most of the races we've called so far this season. So maybe this is just an outlier for him. Everybody has those nights, and look forward to seeing him next week.
As we're riding on the bumper of Chris Darling right here, getting a good look at the pace car as we're coming down to the restart here.
They may be taking single file restart here this time, it looks like.
Oh, it does look like that this time.
And Darling's going to lead them across the line. We're 20 laps into this race, ladies and gentlemen, coming down into 1 and 2. Chris Darling is your race leader with Colin Ulrich right behind him.
Oh!
These two are the top dogs of this Speedway series. They are leading the pack.
Jeff Wyatt was getting loose there on the start of that one. Got a little breakaway there. Singleton and on up, top 5, broke away from that second pack.
I don't think it'll take too long for them to catch back up, just with the way the draft works around here on this style of racing. Colin Ullery, though, going to get the race lead from Chris Darling into turn 3, got close to the wall. A lot of them did. Ullery on a little bit of a breakaway now from Darling, got a couple, 2 or 3 car lengths headed down the front straightaway.
Don't forget about Chris Darling. He's right there. He's only about 20 tenths of a second right behind Ullery. And this is the same matchup we saw last week. We saw Colin Ullery, Chris Darling at the top of the leaderboard majority of the race. I'd say about 95% of the race. And just at the finish, they got caught up in one of those last lap wrecks, coming down into 3 and 4. Now Colin Ullery is still your race leader. And Chris Darling was trying to make that move, but again, boys, these are the top dogs of the series. I think we'll see them 1-2 for a good portion of this race.
Yeah, and I thought Darling was going to make a pass there, but instead he decided to stay behind Ullery and kind of give him a push. You see Martin Ploot go to the inside of Darling, it looks like. Oh, no. Almost.
But as you saw that, Tim, as you saw Chris Darling try to make that pass and didn't pull the trigger, he lost a lot of speed coming out of that draft, which gave Martin Ploot that opportunity to try to make a move on the inside. So it's a lot of give and take on this Monza track, and as you see the cracks in the asphalt there, this track is awesome, boys.
That is, and there goes Chris Darling up the inside of Colin Ullery, now headed into turn 3. He's got Martin Ploot with him side by side into turn 3. Ullery not giving it up, but Darling's going to be able to nudge in front.
Oh,
Close.
this tree.
Somebody get the
very close.
landscaper on the line. We got to do a little tree trimming here.
We really do.
If I could, Mitchell, that was awesome. Oh, they bounce off each other on the front stretch coming down to 1 and 2. I was just about to say it was great driving by Darling there to hold his line and basically push Ullery up into that wall, but holding his line at the same time. So it was awesome driving by Darling there, but Ullery was still able to take over the lead as we head down the
Yeah, and I mean, some of that is definitely wanting to pinch Colin a little bit, but some of it is, I don't know how old their tires are. I don't know who pitted under that last caution, but sometimes here at Monza, the tires really do wear, and that can cause your car to go up the track, and there's not much you can do about it. I think that happens more going the other direction. It's like I think Isaac Singleton got up into the wall just a little bit as they fanned out on the front straightaway too, but that's something you're going to see as a big tandem. Martin Ploot, huge push to Chris Darling. Darling not going to do anything with it yet, though, as he's going to just carry that momentum up to Colin Ullery. They stay single file, but a little breakaway for, I believe, the top 6-7 drivers now, as I think said someone got into the wall there a little farther back in the pack. You're looking at that top 6 breakaway right now, with Martin Ploot getting a little pressure from John Cannizzaro, not going to be able to make it happen, but yeah, they're getting racy up front. I like it.
Oh, I haven't looked at this angle in a long time. Makes me... Oh! The 971 gets way to the outside. Gonna let Wyatt go on by. They head off into turn 1. Still battling for the lead. Colin Ullery and Christopher Darling side by side through turn 1 and 2. Ullery's going to clear him.
Darling got into the wall. He kept the throttle in it, though. Here he goes again down the back straightaway.
pushing to the inside. He's got some help with him on the inside lane there. He is going to take over the lead, head down into 3 and 4 with Martin Ploot pushing Chris Darling down into 4, coming around the corner now onto the front stretch. Chris Darling Martin Ploot in the 4 car right behind him, holding off that corner monster energy machine, and Colin Ullery right behind them. Wyatt, I was going to say, Tim, Wyatt was actually one of those drivers that was excited about this race tonight. So we'll see what he can do in that 5th position.
Oh! Colin got so close to that inside wall.
You see Wyatt get loose right behind him, so.
Oh, save it, Jeff.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, what a save from Jeff Wyatt.
Oh, into the wall.
Oh, I spoke too soon,
Oh,
Jeff
he's
Wyatt.
stuck in the wall.
Oh, man.
Jeff Wyatt. I put the commentator's curse on him. Oh, man.
I did too. I thought he had that thing saved, and he just
No
lost it
caution,
coming out of 4.
because it's a single car incident. We're going to go back and take a look at that. we're gonna. Okay, so this is out of turn 3 or turn 4, and I mean, doing a fantastic job here. And coming down into, I think he gets a little spooked by Ulrich here. And so he gets loose.
And just starts trying to save it. He's just
Does a great job.
he never went off either.
Oh.
he kept it down to the pedal.
I mean, he kept it out of the 78 car there, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was driving that thing all the way through the turn. I've got to give him a ton of credit for that. And it could have been a lot worse had he collected
Oh yeah.
Nate Maurer, I think it is. No, it is.
We're going to bring
Somebody.
Jeff down here.
And as we did jump to check out that action, boys, we do have a new race leader in the car. Car leading round 1 and 2. Jeff White.
Hey, Jeff, Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Kind of take us through what happened there going into turn 1 and 2 and then the exit.
Well, it's really loose, especially if you're down low, and I got too low. Thought I had it saved, but not quite. Then up over the hill into the fence and stuck, but that's all right.
Now, you were looking good out there up until that point. I know Will was saying that you were excited for tonight's race here at Monza.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. I have a blast this every week. Love running with these guys.
Awesome. Well, looks like you're back out on the track after getting that repaired. Good luck the rest of the day.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was Jeff Wyatt, driver of that number 86 that we saw just had that incident. As these guys are really broke up now. Oh, somebody's flipping in the back. Who was
Garrett
that?
Gleason in the
Garrett
7.
Gleason.
And if that's a single car crash, I think we're still gonna stay green, right, boys?
Stephen Forsythe, we're taking a look right here. And then Garrett coming down the backstretch.
I think you're a lap early here on this.
Oh, am I? Okay.
I think, because he was side by side with Justin White, I know, and I think he went around after that, because I had my eyes back there.
Okay. We'll go ahead and just watch this battle. Really close to that outside wall. Gets a good run down into the corner and off. Oh, here, yeah, huge run going into turn 1 and 2. We're watching that number 7 Scooby-Doo van-looking car. That's what I... Oh!
Yeah, he tried to make a move to the inside, and I think he may have just tapped the apron a little bit. As Ben Wyatt was just actually talking about in an interview, once you hit the... Whoa, man! Once you hit that apron, there's no way to save it. You start getting loose, and that's actually the same area as Ben Wyatt had just crashed on just before the interview there. So it's once you hit that apron, there's nowhere to go.
It was very similar to Jeff Wyatt's spin. Just kind of got loose, went down to the inside to try and save it, and just ran out of racetrack. But up front, it's still Martin Flute. There goes Sean Cannizzaro into the 2nd position. So not much changed up front while we were away looking at that replay.
So we're about 24 laps to go here in this one, Will. And Mitchell, who really stands out to you right now?
I'm watching... Oh, sorry. I'll let you go first, Will.
No, go ahead, Mitchell. I was just...
I'm really liking this Martin Flute up front. I think Chris Starling's done a great job. Yeah, I'm scared. I think I've cursed one so far this season, but if I had to take one here, I'm watching that 971 and 8 Maurer. I think he's been hanging back in the picture. He's up there, but not getting too risky. I like what he's doing out there in that Simbox machine. I definitely keep my eye on him.
And if right now, if we look at the running order, Doug Neal sitting in 11th. Oh, green flag pit stops underway. Didn't see that coming. Locking him up. Oh, Chris Darling in 971.
I did it.
Man,
You did do it.
big wreck on pit road
Big. Oh man, we're gonna have to. Let me fix this. We just. Oh man, was
and
not
that's-
ready for that.
I know my glasses are pretty thick, but am I seeing what I'm seeing? 'Cause that might be Chris Darling, and that was just about the guy I was going to mention as my picks.
I try to. I gotta figure out where I'm going to get to this. Okay. So we're seeing here Plute slowing down, Christopher Darling slowing down. Nate's locked it up, but Darling clips that wall. And then Mauer does the same thing, sends him over the inside wall, and ultimately stuck in the stands.
Taking a seat on a bench, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Chris just a little bit hotter than Martin going in there and tried to get it woed down and kind of turned to the inside, and there's another wall. So I think we can put that in another victim of the wall category wreck here tonight, and I think Nate Mauer was about in the same boat, just tried to get it woed down, but yeah, it's tight pit entry and it caught some drivers off guard there.
See if we can't get
How come that's
Darling
not running out of
down
power?
here.
To answer that question, I think it's off the racing surface enough that iRacing's not going to call that a caution, Will, is what we're looking at there.
We got Chris Darling here in the booth. Chris, kind of take us through what happened there on going down pit road.
I tried to pit and I went bam and died. No, I was coming in behind Myron. We were gonna pit like, just a little earlier than everybody else, try to get by ourselves so we could draft and sort of gain some time. But I hadn't practiced pit entrance, locked my brakes up, and I guess when I was about to hit Martin, I didn't want to hit him, so I kind of jigged to the left and hit the pit wall. And Nate followed me for some reason.
That has been the story of the night here, because when guys have hit the wall, somebody has followed them every time.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I mean, I think I made out okay. I feel bad for Nate, but I think he had to tow, so that didn't work out very well for him. But I was able to get it straight and going. But now I'm out here with no tires, so my faster car's gone. Let's see what happens.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks.
That was Chris Darling, driver of that number 11. Man, what a... I'm going to go ahead and blame Mitchell on this one.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone out there doubts the commentator's curse, Will, you said you were about to take Chris Darling
I was.
as your race winner. If anybody doubts the curse, this is proof that the commentator's curse is a real thing that we deal with.
Colin in the wall!
Jared Gleason.
Still racing, boys. They kept it up. There we go.
Justin White now goes around to take the lead. Look at the front of Colin's car.
Colin Ullery is going to drive every piece of that car off tonight to get that victory. He might have to go down pit road because he seems to be losing a little bit of pace here. But man.
Yeah, he's only running 154 miles an hour.
He kind of, I think, looking at it, may have net coated the wall slightly. He got close to it, just the car got hooked in the wall and ripped the front end off, and that's really going to hurt the chances for that driver, the number 62.
I'm telling y'all right now, this is Tim's Beer Street Journal birthday bash, and I'm pulling for Stan to win this baby, sitting in P2 right now.
No, don't do it. We've already killed 2 drivers.
You're right.
Come on, Tim. What are you doing?
I should have picked Justin White. Whoops.
Oh no, don't do that. That's another guy. As you see that White and Hausman have about 11-second lead on third, so we are looking at about a 2-pole race here for the first caution, which probably is going to happen at some point in this Max Graphic Super Speedway Series race. We are in week 4 of this series. Definitely check us out on 10-4 broadcast. We tend to stream everywhere you can.
You're a little
find a
quiet,
video.
Will.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I'm back. As we get back to the race action here, Hausman is in that second place, but yeah, definitely check us out wherever you can. 10-4 Broadcasting, anywhere you can find a video. That's where we're at. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, anywhere. Check us out on there and catch this race every Wednesday at around 8:30. We might have a first-time winner of the series tonight, boys.
Oh, that would be fantastic. And Mitchell, you probably know, what are the times and where can everybody watch the other races here for NSRA?
Oh, that is good question. So here on 10-4, it's 8:30 here on 10-4 Broadcasting Wednesday nights. On Friday, oh no, the Friday night series is off, but when their season starts in, I believe it'll be a couple months before they start up again, but that'll be on 3 Wide TV on YouTube, and then Thursday nights, when the Thursday night series starts up, that'll be on the World Racing Network, also on YouTube, and that series is also off at the moment, so this is really what we've got here.
It was a bad time to push everybody else's broadcast.
I mean, it's the thought that counts.
Hey, yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Oh, Stan Hausman coming into pit road. Looks like the last time he went down pit road was... Oh, it took it away from me. Justin White, your leader right now. Stephen Ford, last week's winner, sitting in P2, about 10.5 seconds behind Justin White. And then Isaac Singleton in that number 95, sitting in P3 right now.
It was a 2-horse race there for a while with Justin White and Stan Hausman. Hausman down pit road. But I expect Justin White probably going to have to come down soon too, as Stan now back out on the racetrack. And all these drivers who are out front, I think, have probably to make some pit stops pretty soon. So keep your eye out for more green flag pit stops, as we're starting to get toward the closing stages of this race. Only 13 laps left to go.
Yeah, so looking at what we've got here right now, Justin White last pitted on lap 18, Stephen Ford lap 18, Isaac Singleton lap 14. And so the next man up that would inherit the lead after these guys go to the pit lane, John Cannizzaro, last pitted lap 34, and he just went around Stan Hausman. So he's got about 8-second lead over Stan right now, who's in 5th.
Now, with all these green flag pit stops scheduled to happen, and these guys on their pit windows are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, could that open up the opportunity for Chris Darling in the 7th position to basically come from last to win this race?
It's so difficult with the field as spread out as it is right now. Like, Darling is in 7th, about 48 seconds behind your race leaders. Of course, they do have to make pit stops. I feel like after the time he lost during his green flag pit stops, he's gonna need a caution. Don't, you know, I'm not 100% sure, a lot can happen, but I feel like he lost a ton of time on his stop. But like I said, there's really not many drivers on the lead lap together other than Stan Hausman and Doug Neal. Other than that, it's the leaders are kind of mingled in around some lap traffic, like you see Justin White working through right here, but yeah, they're kind of all separated, so it's going to be hard for drivers to make much position the way it is now without a caution.
And just to kind of tail off you there, Mitchell, as we were talking about Chris Darling, here comes Justin White in that 2-car to go ahead and put him a lap down on the backstretch. Coming down to 3 and 4. Next time across the line, ladies and gentlemen, we got 10 to go in this Tim's Birthday Bash Beer Street Journal Max Graphics Super Speedway race.
That's a whole lot of words.
Is Justin White. He is leading us to the line with 10 to go. We're in that inside window here, boys.
Now, I do want to also... Oh! Wyatt! Somehow he got it to jump straight to pit road. I don't know how he did it. But I wanted to bring up Colin Alry. Definitely his race is done. He has been down pit road for about 5 minutes now, repairing the damages to that vehicle.
Yeah, unfortunate for Colin. Led laps early, was mixing it up for the lead a lot of this race, so really unfortunate to see happen in the late stages of this race. Same thing, Shane Ledoux, like we talked to him earlier, he's down pit road, been there for about 30 laps, but everybody else, I believe, out on the racetrack here. I think Garrett Gleason, I'm not seeing him, but I feel like I've seen him recently, but other than that, I think everybody else is still out on the racetrack. It's just we got a lot of little groups of cars that have gotten spread out through all these incidents that have stayed green.
We got 9 to go here, with Justin White still leading the field here. He does have, is that a lap car he's fighting with behind him there in the 27?
Yeah, he's got Jason Shu in the number 3 behind him right now, who is 2 laps down at the moment.
Just giving him a little bit of light work up there all by himself, enjoying that nice clean air, taking in the scenery here at Monza. It's that Italian fresh air that everybody loves, and Justin White is getting all that he can handle up in the front all by himself, coming across the line with 8 to go, coming down into 1 and 2. He is just sitting up there with his puree water here in Italy and having a
Singleton.
Oh, he gets collected by a lapped car coming down into 1 and 2. Unfortunately, we have our 4th caution of the night, boys.
We're going to have to take a look at that one here on the replay. Justin White collected in that incident. It looked...
That's... man. Let's see here.
There's a very, I'll say, unusual incident. We're going to have to take a look at exactly what happened. It looked like 95 of Singleton just came right across the racetrack. Don't really know what happened. We'll get a better look at it here, though.
Sorry, I just watched it for myself. Yeah, Darling had no idea what was happening here. As we see now, this is Darling coming off of turn 4. Coming down the front stretch and just mind his own business. Singleton coming out of pit road right here. And just went straight into the outside wall, comes back down, collects Darling, slams him into that inside wall. He goes flying, spins around, just gets White, collects the number 3 of Shu. And I think he may have had too much Taco Bell, and that's what caused all the slidiness.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Justin White, man, he was all by himself in that clean air and just couldn't get away from that and just made contact. And he probably has a fast repair up his sleeve because he's been running clean all night. So if you go ahead and pop that on there, and he'll be good to go here. With 7 to go as the pace car leads him around the corner here. Do you want to take this quick second to thank all of our sponsors while we do have this opportunity? Throw a quick shout out to Max Graphics for sponsoring this whole series for us. Taz Racing Customs, build you a nice, awesome paint scheme for your iRacing suit for your car, any kind of custom die cast, anything that you might need. Definitely jump over to Brookstone Animal Hospital for all your veterinarian needs. And of course, can't forget about the Beer Street Journal for all your beer needs. Jump over to Tim as he looks like he has somebody ready for an interview.
Yeah, I've got Justin White here. Justin, you were clean sailing. I mean, you were good to go. Kind of take me take me through what happened there.
I was going to try to make it, and just kind of get to the end. I said it was a 1.5 gallon short, but I was hoping for a caution somewhere in the back, and then I could, come down, top off, and then pop back out there in the lead. But I got collected in that wreck right there. I'm sitting on pit road right now for about 2.5 minutes, give or take. It's not required; it's optional. So,
okay.
Yeah,
well, you did ask
taken
for
out of the lead.
You got to be careful what you ask for, because you asked for it to happen in the back, and that was a in the back car. So
I don't disagree. This place is rough to drive. It's slick right now. It's hot. turn 3 and 4 are a nightmare right now. So, especially going in because it just sells you off down in there, and it's something else. So I mean, it's definitely fun to drive, but it's rough.
What's it going to take for you to be able to bring home this win tonight?
I'm gonna need a magic wand. Is what I'm gonna need. I need a minute and a half of damage still fixed. I got about 1980 on the RPM, so I don't know if I can maintain. I mean, if they pull away from me, I'm kind of stuck. But you have to slow way up in the corners, so it might help me overall. Slowing up in the corners to kind of let the car settle. You know, being down on RPM or horsepower.
Awesome. Well, good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully, they get all that damages fixed and you can come out there with a win.
Yep, I hope so. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
And I mean, if you're in that situation Justin was in and Chris Darling, Jason Chu, there's nothing you can do when you're going into that corner 200 miles an hour, and it's such a narrow window in between those two walls to make it. I feel terrible for him because there's really nothing those guys could have done.
No, and I don't want to mention it again, but I think I may have put the commentator curse on Justin White there as well, because I was highlighting him and I was talking about him. Weren't you know he gets caught up by a lapped car? So I think we just need to stop spotlighting guys in this race, boys, because every time we do, it seems like they get in a bit of trouble.
Well, we are getting the pace car lights off, getting these cars lined back up to go green flag, and through all the chaos, it is John Cannizzaro and Stan Houseman who are going to make up your front row on this restart. Doug Neal and Stephen Ford second. So we're getting right back ready. We're going to have a really short finish here.
I believe it may be my fault that White got caught up in that because if I remember correctly, I said I should have chose White instead of the person I said. I don't want to say the name again because I don't want to curse him. I want to bring on that win. And we're down to, 7 cars on the lead lap, I think?
Looks like 7, Nate Mauer's coming around right now to catch the pack. He'll be the 7th car. He looks like he's got some repairs, so we do still have plenty of horses left in this race. Still about half the field on the lead lap, so still a lot of good racing that's going to happen here. Is we're going to go 4 laps to go when we get the green flag, so will we see one of those Beer Street Journal last calls in this race? I don't know. We're just going to have to find out when they go back green.
Listen, no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something wild, but no, I ain't saying it.
What a Tim's birthday bash, Beer Street Journal. Beer Street Journal, Tim's birthday bash. It has been tonight, boys. As we're coming to the line here, we're going to be about 4 to go after this caution flag goes away. And this is Daytona week. I don't think anybody's mentioned that yet. This is Daytona 500
qualifying
week.
Going on right now.
Oh, yeah. So we are coming to the line. We're going to have about 4 to go here in this Max Graphics Super Speedway. Let's go, boys. Green, 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 green.
And John Cannizzaro on the loud pedal pretty early there. Got a big gap back to Doug Neal. Stan Houseman going in side by side. He'll take the second position, or he'll hold it off. But single filed out already through turns 1 and 2. It's John Cannizzaro leading Stan Houseman, Doug Neal, Stephen Ford, and Justin White is back out on the racetrack in the 5th position. So there he is. It does look like he is struggling for power down the back straightaway, though. You see Martin Plute making the move to his inside. He might be off just a little bit, but the battle right now is this 4-car breakaway up front led by John Cannizzaro.
You see that 174 car leading him to the front stretch here, seeming to pull away just a little bit from Stan Houseman in that 39, but you see Houseman kind of pull behind him to give him a little bit of draft, and then it's, I think it's Cannizzaro on the outside, and that 174 kind of pushing each other here to come down to 1 and 2. It's Jeff Neal and Cannizzaro who's racing to that backstretch, and I believe it is Jeff Neal in the lead?
It's Doug Neal in second.
Doug Neal in the lead, okay. There's trees got in my way there. I couldn't see which cars were going on there, but coming around into 3 and 4 here, and as Doug Neal is your race leader, and they are side by side coming into 3 and 4.
Stan Houseman trying to make that bottom line work, trying to get around second place using Martin Plute. as they're heading out of turn 3 and 4. Coming down the front stretch. We're going to be hitting 2 to go this time by. Side by side for the lead.
The gloves have come off at this point. Here comes Stan Hausman looking for it. Oh, car
Let's go.
in the wall. Don't know who that was, but they kept it straight. Stan Hausman possibly, as there goes Martin Plute looking to challenge for the 3rd position. He's going to take it, bring Stephen Ford, last week's race winner, with him. Up front, though, John Cannizzaro retakes the race lead over Doug Neal halfway through this lap, coming to 1 lap to go.
Maybe 1 lap to go there. Mitchell coming around 3 and 4 now. Looks like it's going to be a 2-car race here in this final lap. If Doug Plute can get up there and fight for the lead, we will see coming around this final corner here. It's going to be 1 to go in this Beer Street Journal last call, last lap. 1 to go, boys.
Doug Neal going to go to the inside with Martin Plute giving him a good push. Great run on that inside lane by those two. They're going to push John right up the track, but he's fighting back on that outside lane. Coming through the middle of turn 2 and 3. Oh, and he gets the outside wall. Oh, and they're wrecking.
We got contact. We got contact.
Major wreck.
On the corner.
Doug Neal and Martin Plute now 1 and 2.
Stan Hausman is there, but he is too far back. I think something's going to have to happen to these front two if he's going to get a chance. It is Doug Neal leading Martin Plute through turns 3 and 4. Can Martin Plute get the run coming out of turn 4?
He's trying. He's going for it, Mitchell. He's going on the outside. Let's see if Martin Plute has anything for him here at the line. And it comes right on the back bumper. Let's see who's going to get it here. Ooh, photo finish there at the end, Tim.
Looks like Martin Plute by .02.
Woo!
What a race.
Wow. No victory left to be done here. And Stan Hausman coming home with P3 in that Beer Street Journal Chevrolet. I like that. Wow, what a finish. Okay, we're going to go back. We got to go back. There a lot happened on that white flag before we talk to these guys. Let me find it.
Wow, what a race finish.
I saw so much happen in the back. I saw a car in the clouds. I got to figure out who that was. Took the white flag here. Things started getting dicey in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I think it was John Cannizzaro and Stephen Ford getting together there, and you see Nate Maurer or Justin White, and a lot of other drivers caught up in that one, which allowed the separation.
Oh, there it is. And then back here up front, these two, Martin Plute and Doug Neal, fighting for the win. And I mean, look at this block that Neal threw down, and then Plute went back to the outside.
And that's just awesome racing there by Plute, knowing how much speed he was going to get coming around 3 and 4 on that back panel, and you see him just creeping up.
Look at that.
Oh, man.
That's actually not the start-finish line.
Oh,
it's tricky.
Well,
that is the road course start-finish line. They're still racing. Right now, you see Doug Neal's going to come up, give him the quarter panel.
Oh.
It's under the, what would you call it?
Oh, right
this
here.
Start-finish line. There is the start-finish line.
What a place for it to be the start-finish line. Wow.
So Doug Neal still wins it. Or no, Plute wins then.
Yes.
Yeah.
By 0.02 seconds.
Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Let's see. Wow. I don't even know what to say about the ending for this one.
What a finish to Tim's birthday bash, brought to you by Beer Street Journal and Max Graphics. Man, what a finish. What a win. To win by that much, by .02. You can't get any more closer than that, Tim. What a finish.
You could get .01.
I guess so.
Or tie. I don't know how those work. But
right.
Let's see. I'm getting everybody lined up and ready. Got Doug Neal, Stan, I'm
What
gonna go
a
ahead and
big
bring.
finish.
I'm gonna bring Stan in here, and Mitchell, you can take over that interview.
All right, Stan Houseman, Mitchell Adams in the 10-4 broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Mitchell?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, I'm happy to be talking to you again. I didn't think I was after the first time I talked to you, to be honest with you.
Well, there was definitely a lot to digest there toward the end of the race. Take us through it from your perspective. What were you thinking coming through that last lap and that final restart?
I just kind of, again, I'm kind of new at this track, and with the limited cars that were on the lead lap, I figured it'd probably be best for me to kind of fly back to fourth or fifth and see if I could miss any karting that would happen, or you know, or just take it on the top five. I'd be happy with that. Just like I said, I just don't know this track, and then the world kind of ended in front of us and won. And John came off the wall and was sideways, and I pretty much finished him off, and I just kept my foot in it from that point on. So I had some damage, and it looked like they had a heck of a run for first and second, and I was, wounded but not wounded enough to not get off the podium. So I'm pretty happy with a third place finish tonight.
Well, third place, definitely something to be proud of at a track like this where we saw a lot of drivers struggle, a lot of incidents throughout the night. It was relatively green flag compared to some races I've seen here at Monza. But I mean, you did a good job keeping it out of those wrecks. I've got to ask you though, because this is the question I always ask people. What do you think of Monza after racing it here tonight? Because it's a very controversial track for a lot of drivers.
How do I say it? It wouldn't be my first choice, but like I'll take Chase Elliott's kind of mantra when it comes to it. If they put it on the schedule, I'll run it, and it's on the schedule for a reason. And and it's a fun track. It's different. It's it's definitely not a point and squirt track like you would say maybe a Talladega where you're just kind of in the draft. You've got to maintain that draft and keep it out of the wall and make sure you're not in the right bump. I almost took out everybody that one time, I think in 3 and 4, because I got it sideways. So it's a handful, and if it's a handful coming in, it can be fun. And tonight was a fun night. It was just a good night to kind of to run, so to speak. It just if you're coming out here with the mindset that this is another Daytona or Talladega, you can be frustrated really quick, because it definitely isn't. But if you come out here with it's a racetrack that the draft is as important, but it's a racetrack you got to respect, it can be fun. So it was it was a good night. I hung around with Justin for a little while. Raced around with Doug for a little bit when I came out of the pits. So I was around good people all night. If I just didn't make that bonehead move trying to rearrange that one barrier going into turn one, I think it would have been a more interesting night. But I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, really great perspective on the race from you there, Stan. I want to thank you for that. And looking ahead to next week, we're at Daytona, and after the season opener, I see you brought it home 16th there in the season opener. Maybe not quite the run you would have hoped for. Do you have any plans on how you're going to improve the finish there next season? Maybe get 2 more spots and get to victory lane?
No, I'd love that. The first time around at Daytona, I was caught up in that last lap accident and couldn't make it back around and had to tow. So I think at the time I was in 5th, and that one big wreck happened. So it's a good track. Just to I'm not as aggressive as some of the other guys. I kind of try to be conservative, save the fenders, and when it gets down to show and tell time, have something for them. And it seems to get me up toward the front in those races. So I'll keep on working that strategy for next week, and hopefully it'll pay off.
And we hope it pays off for you. And got to give you a chance to give some shout outs here. I know you've probably got a lot of drivers and sponsors you want to shout out. So here's some time. Have at it.
No, definitely Beer Street Journal. Reed Ramsey and everything he's doing over there. He's put a bunch of posts out for today, different news with different breweries across the United States. So if you're into beer and the craft beer, today was a busy day for him. guys like Doug Neal, it was a good run for him. I felt bad because he got caught up into uh, my boneheadedness on that first caution, so I was glad to see he came back and was able to finish second. And Martin taking the win. He's a teammate of mine over at Max Graphics. Thanks to Chris for doing the car. The Beer Street Journal car is one of his creations over from Max Graphics. So if you like how it looks, go over to maxgraphics.co and hit him up for a paint job request. But thanks to him also for sponsoring this series, because it's fun to goof around on a Wednesday night.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Again, congratulations on the great run here tonight, Stan. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, guys. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks, Stan.
You too.
Oh, and happy birthday, Tim.
Thanks, Stan. I was really wanting you to win in that Beer Street Journal car. I was pulling for you. It would have been the perfect concoction.
It would have been great, but maybe next time.
Next week. You got him next week at Daytona.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Stan.
Thanks, guys.
Now we're going to pull. Oh, Doug Neal has disappeared on me. Not sure where. He was there.
I don't see Doug.
Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll bring on our winner of the Tim's Beer Street Journal Birthday Bash, Martin Plute. Martin, congratulations, man! What a finish!
Yeah, that was something, wasn't it?
Listen, you could not have asked for a better finish, and I believe you were caught up in a wreck. I don't know if it was recently or farther back. So many things happened here at the end. Take me through that last lap when you were sitting in third.
Yeah, had a run, so I was caught up in a pit road thing. Got a speeding penalty, ended up a lap down, got the lucky dog there at the end. So I had a run on everybody. I was in the back, so got a run. And I don't know what happened to everybody behind me, but then it was just me and Doug. So I don't know what happened back there. And from there on, Doug was just you can't lead here. You're a sitting duck. So sucks for him. I think I had the same thing happen to me last year here at Monza. So you just can't lead. You get such a run off the corner, and you can just do anything with the person in front of you.
Actually, I think I do remember that race last year. I think you're right. I think Maurer was the one who went around you for that win, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's some pretty good pictures of me sideways down the front stretch of that race. It was it kind of reminds me of this race.
Well, congratulations on bringing home the win. That incident on pit road, taking the viewers back, that had to be scary because you kind of had two cars behind you coming in hot, and ultimately that's probably what got you the penalty is letting off the brake and sliding in more, not to get hit. But it almost looks like it helped you more than it hurts you.
Yeah, that last caution bailed me out of that situation. Yeah, they were coming in hot. I'm gonna pay for Chris some new brakes for next week. Maybe he won't run me over again, but no, it was all good. It worked out.
Well, guys, you got anything for Martin?
Yeah, Martin, it's Will up here in the booth. I know you're sipping on some fine Italian wine since you just won at Monza there. But what'd you think about that finish there? Did you think you had him coming down that corner? Did you think you had enough speed to go up on his corner panel there?
Yeah, he had damage. So I saw his back end. He had some damage. It was really just a matter of getting beside him. So off the corner, usually this track likes to throw you into the inside. So I kind of figured that's where he was going to try to block, and then I just turned right, and good on him for not just body slamming me into the wall, because he could have done that, and that would have been it. But
well, I think we got a little confused up here in the booth. We thought the checkered line was actually the finish line. It's actually not until the grid there. So we saw you guys slide down the finish line there, man. And all I got to say is what a race, man. You kept it in the top 5 most of the race there and just took your opportunity when you had it. And congratulations on the big win here.
Yeah, thanks. It was It's always interesting around here.
Well, again, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for broadcasting. You always do a great job. It's always fun to watch it back. Thanks to Max Graphics, sponsoring the series, doing the car. It looks killer if you haven't seen it. And happy birthday, Tim.
Thanks, man. This was fun. This is a fun birthday bash.
You can't think of anything better to do for your birthday than than watch the chaos of Monza.
This is what. How old are you, Martin?
Oh gosh, how old am I? 27.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm officially 34, and you just
Yeah,
get older, and simple things just make it all great, you know?
You gotta get a Beer Street Journal beer, right?
Yeah.
Something highly rated. This is the pregame, and then
Is it? You're about an hour behind us, anyways, Tim. So it's only about what 9 o'clock there.
No,
so
it's 10 o'clock. We're in the same time zone.
Oh, we're in the same time
it's
zone.
it's 9 o'clock where I am. But it's the
Oh,
pregame.
see, yeah.
We can go run the 10 o'clock A Open, and
That's
just more chaos.
That's a good idea. Well, again, Martin, thanks. And did I already say shout out to anybody?
Oh yeah,
I haven't even been drinking. I don't even know.
You should have been.
I should have. I should have. I should have hit up Beer Street Journal and said, "What's the best birthday beer I could have right now?" And had that for the show.
You could have had a nice, refreshing ski, but
I'll tell you. I need to ask Beer Street Journal what their input is on. I don't know if anybody has been to Jamaica or had Red Stripe. It is my favorite. Like, I could drink that like water and be feeling great.
We'll have to get a Red Stripe car out here for one night.
Yes, that'd be fantastic.
It's all called Chris. We'll get one. We'll get one done.
One of the races, just everyone has to drive a beer car. Just everybody.
This would have been the perfect night for it.
You know what? Good ideas always come at the last minute.
February 16th next year, we're going to run a all beer car race.
Yes. Well, thanks, Martin. Again, congratulations on the win, and good luck next week at Daytona.
Well, thanks, guys. I'll see you all next week.
See ya.
Of course.
Well, Will Mitchell, what a finish to a very exciting race. I actually think, Mitchell, I don't know if you ran last year's Monza, but I think this race was much more exciting than last year's.
I got to run one last year, and I unfortunately had some pit road entrance problems, kind of like we saw tonight, except we were going the other way. But so it was an amazing race. I'm glad I got to be up here watching it. So much happened, and I couldn't think of a better way to have this race, the Beer Street Journal birthday bash. And happy birthday, Tim. I'm not sure if I've actually said it to you while we've been live, but yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic race. These drivers did not disappoint. Just it has me wanting more, so I can't wait for next week.
I'm gonna take a real quick look at. I thought I had them up here. I can pull them up again. Looking at the points, so we have had, let's see, 4 different winners in 4 races. Wow,
That's awesome. I mean, it just shows the competitiveness of this series. Tim.
And it's really going to shake up the points, because right now Martin Plute's sitting 9th, tied for 9th with George Burns. And George Burns was not here, so he's going to gain over him. He was 1 point behind Doug Neal. He's going to pass Doug Neal. He was 5 points behind Stan. He may or may not pass Stan. I'm not sure. It's going to be close. Doziak was not here tonight. Mashburn not here tonight. 2 guys that he may pass. So he, by the end of all of the, JT Poole was not here. By the end of this, he could be in the top 5 in points after it's all said and done.
And that's big, because we're creeping up to about halfway through the season here. So any kind of points you can take is the way to go. And just to kind of tag along with what Mitchell said here, man, this was quite the exciting race. It couldn't have been any better for your birthday, Tim. Between the wrecks, and we had people hitting barriers, we had people flying off the track, we had somebody end up in the stands. I mean, then we had a finish by .002. I don't think that's like Olympic type finishes. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And while we are in our closing statements here, I do want to give a shout out to my grandfather. He probably doesn't watch the races because he does not quite sure what YouTube is and all that stuff, but he did win the 1990. He did win the 1990 Daytona 500, so I know it's Daytona week, so I did want to give him a shout out there and send all my wishes and everything. And good luck to everybody at Daytona this week.
Yeah. You got anything else, Mitchell?
I think I've said everything I've got to say here. It was just an amazing race. Glad to be up here calling it with you guys on 10-4 Broadcasting. Thank you to everyone out there who stuck around and watched it. Just make sure to check out 10-4 on all our socials, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and we'll see you all next week.
Same time, 8:30, right here. Going to be racing at Daytona night. You're not going to want to miss it. If you thought the sparks and fireworks were big here tonight at Monza, just wait till we go back to Daytona, where it's kind of just as narrow, just a little bit longer. And these guys will be beating and banging to win at Daytona. After we watch the 500 this weekend, you don't want to miss that in real life. Gosh, I can't. Football ends, NASCAR begins. That's how my seasons. I don't. Everybody, January 1st, it's the new year. No, February 16th, my birthday is when the new year starts. So it's now 2022. So
yeah,
the month of February is the best. You got the Super Bowl. You got the Super Bowl in NASCAR. I mean, there's just so much going on. And also at the end of January, we get the 24-hour Rolex. So, but from myself and Will and Mitchell.